Some context on one of the biggest economic announcements this state has seen in recent years. We're talking about the Ford megasite deal, $5.6 billion, and the ripple impact. Yes, this is going in Memphis, but it is going to have certainly an impact on East Tennessee. John?
To both of our guests, I'd be interested in hearing your perspective on this, but President Chaney, let me start with you. I've talked off and on about the last 18 months or 2 years with people at the University of Tennessee at Knoxville who track demographics and pay attention to enrollment trends. And they say we also need to be getting ready for a dip in enrollment of the young people getting out of high school and heading into higher education. So I'm curious, as exciting and stimulating as it is, this idea that we've got this amazing impact on our workforce, are we going to face any potential sort of kind of a dry up of the market or a less big labor pool that we need for this?
Well, I'm going to say this. At TCAT Knoxville and many of the technical schools across the state and across the nation, enrollment is booming there. Yes, we have a lesser population of 18 to 20-year-olds coming out of high school and going into college than normal in historical times. But the good thing is that we're getting those students and our seats are filled and we're at capacity to crank out well-educated, well-trained workforce. So I don't foresee that it being a labor shortage on our end. And we work with the K-12s to get students trained faster.
President Chaney, I just wanted to know if we could hear an anecdote from you about a success story that stands out of somebody who maybe wasn't sure about a career path, took a chance on going to one of the TCAT campuses across the state, and what happened after that.
Okay, definitely. We definitely have success stories of students, but here's one in particular, a totally different program related more to pipe fitting, plumbing, welding, those types of careers. This student in particular came to us with some legal troubles, just to be honest, some legal troubles, and he left us with a great career in 12 months or less. He's making in the ranges of $30 to $32 an hour is what I last heard from him. He sent me snapshots of himself in a plane ride, and he had never taken a plane ride before, and told us that he finally had enough money and was earning a decent wage that he could turn his life around. But we have, in addition to plumbing and pipe fitting, we have auto technicians and diesel technicians, and we're working on this electric vehicle type curriculum, brought in some instructors that can help with that too. And we've had auto mechanics that come here right out of high school, maybe get dual enrollment credit and other things, but come here right out of high school and leave us and go to work at a local dealership for $20, $22 an hour, give or take. And they're able to stay here in East Tennessee and have a good living. And that's very important.
Dr. Fox, if I could, the demographics, I'm curious from your perspective, maybe looking across the state of Tennessee, do you see that that's going to be any problem in terms of trying to fill all of those jobs and the feeder jobs that will be created as a result of that mega site?
Sure. So what I expect to happen, of course, is some people will move into Tennessee to take jobs. People will move around to Tennessee to take the jobs. And so I don't have any doubt that they'll be able to find the workforce. But the issue you raised before about people going to college, and I mean that TCATs, community colleges, as well as four-year colleges, this is a growing issue, not just because we have fewer people of that age, but in fact, during the COVID era, we had a 23% decrease in people going to community colleges. Now the TCATs are doing great and they're filled up. The community colleges aren't, and they're doing maybe a little bit longer role, but a similar kind of role in preparing today's workforce. And I think this is a major concern. Tennessee needs to figure out, first of all, how do we help the 23% who aren't getting educated last year and this year, but how do we get back to where we were? We went from about 16,000 students going into community colleges a year to 12,000. That is just an extraordinary change, and we need those workers skilled up.
And that's not strictly COVID related, Dr. Fox. There's more to it than just the virus.
Well, I mean, I think COVID has certainly played a role in it, so I'm not saying that's not a factor, but making sure that people understand the importance of getting the right training for for tomorrow's jobs. And again, the role that TCATs, in my view, play is not just taking people out of high school and helping them, with a career at 19 or 20. It's the fact that what's going to take place over the next 50 years and forever is that workers will need to continue to reskill. And so the kinds of education that allows people in less than a year to reskill, to add the skills that they need for the jobs they have, that's going to be, I think, the most important type of education in coming decades.
We've got to take another quick break on Inside Tennessee. Back with more of the history of the automotive industry in the state of Tennessee. Dr. Fox will have that, and we'll lean on President Chaney for more perspective on the jobs coming to our region right after this.